What's up, guys? I am Cody Kropp, joined by Kian and Carson Kropp, and this is Last Stop Sports Talk. Today we are talking what's next for each team in the AFC South. Diving right into it, we're going to start with the Houston Texans. In 2025, their cap space, they have $1.8 million, and they have the 25th overall pick in the draft this year.
My biggest thing for them this offseason is you got to re-sign Stephon Diggs. When he was healthy, the offense looked really good, and after he got hurt, that's when the downfall started happening. He was quiet, actually. He wasn't his usual diva self,
right, yeah.
And productive. He provided a great underneath option to work under Tank Dell and Nico Collins. I think he was really the missing piece there that they couldn't replace afterwards. And he was a touchdown monster. He was always finding a way to get in the end zone, great in the short yardage, and he was just playing with a chip on his shoulder like he had something to prove once again. The defense is already stacked. Maybe you need a linebacker, but I have faith in D'Amico Ryans to develop whoever into a great linebacker because he's shown he can do that this season. And the offense is already stacked as well, I didn't realize how much talent this team actually already had on it.
A ton of talent.
Yeah, their line's stacked. They all grade out great on PFF. They still got Joe Mixon there. CJ, they have talent everywhere. They just need to put it all together because after Stephon Diggs got hurt last year, it fell apart. So
I agree with you. The pieces are all there. I said before this past season that they feel like the AFC Lions and how quickly they grew and how many pieces they brought in at one time because everybody wants to play for D'Amico Ryans. Yes. He is a very energetic, he could probably still be out there playing what it looks like. But yeah, I trust in him to keep this defense afloat. And I love the idea of bringing back Stephon Diggs because he was so good. If anything, this team just needs some depth. And especially at interior O-line, that's where they kind of struggled because CJ Stroud was sacked, second most sacks in the NFL last year, only behind Caleb Williams. Thanks, Caleb. So we're going to go, and we got no money, especially if we're going to go sign Stephon Diggs. So let's go to the draft. We're going to go to interior offensive lineman from Alabama, Tyler Booker, or maybe we can go to North Dakota State, interior offensive lineman Gray Zabel, or maybe even Josh Connerly, offensive tackle from Oregon. Kick him inside. But one of those guys, I think with the 25th pick, we need to go offensive line because I don't want to see CJ Stroud running for his life again.
True.
Because he's not the most athletic guy in the world. You don't want to see him taking that many hits, especially whenever you saw what he can do if he's kept clean. So try to get back to that.
Yeah, I think definitely re-sign Stephon Diggs. Do what you can to get him because they need that piece. He proved to be a great addition to that offense, and I agree with getting depth. I think if you can get another backer in there, I think if you can get another corner in there, that'd be good too because they got good corners. Like my guy Kamari Lassiter just came out and showed up and showed out this year. And then you also got Derek Stingley Jr. in there. But behind that, your guys are free agents.
Yep.
That's all you got. So you definitely need depth in that area. I like the idea of getting offensive tackle, keep CJ Stroud clean and upright. That's when he tends to play the best, and just when he's not running around. But, yeah, I like that too.
Or if we're the GM of the Texans here, we could flip the additions since we have the 25th overall pick, is it?
Yes.
We could sign an interior lineman that we already know is going to be great, and then in the draft we could get Luther Burden, who's kind of similar to Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
And that would be fun for this team as well. And then in the second round, maybe you can draft an interior lineman project that you can build under this experienced lineman. That would be great for this team as well.
That'd be a good option.
Yeah, go get somebody like Kevin Zeitler who just worked for the Lions. Kind of old on the older side, but if you want to go younger, go get Mekhi Becton who just worked with the Eagles whenever they kicked him into guard. Drew Dahlman from Atlanta who played center for them for a lot of years, and they had a good offensive line. So
yeah, we got options here.
Yeah.
In the Indy Colts, the 2025 cap space, they have $31.1 million, and they have the 14th overall pick this year in the draft.
Yeah, the Colts do have money, but I'm going to go to the draft because I'm biased, and I think you guys know where I'm going here. You got to draft Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think he would really unlock this offense. First and foremost, he's a great blocker for both Jonathan Taylor and if AR runs it. He's going to be great. He's a strong, reliable target for AR. And he can get some yak, and he's also an option in the screen game. He showed at Penn State that he can be relied on as that reliable set of hands for a quarterback that isn't very accurate. And he makes these great catches. You just got to give him a chance. Also, he's shown that he can be fun in trick plays. So if the Colts can get creative with some trick plays, AR is athletic. Maybe you can put him out wide for something and put Travis or Tyler Warren at quarterback, put him in the backfield, whatever. He's a chess piece on offense, and I think he would really be great for them.
That guy's Taysom Hill plus.
Yeah.
Plus.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk about Tyler Warren in the future because that guy is, he's built like a tank, and he can do just about anything you want out of a tight end, plus more. So if you're going to go in the draft, I'm going to go use some of this money, this $31.1 million. We're going defense first because if AR, he should have all the pieces that he needs on offense now, and it's literally all on his shoulders. If he fails it, that's on him because you got everything you need to make it work.
We can't put too much on his shoulders. He has unhealthy shoulders, dude.
He does have bad shoulders.
Yeah.
He loves to lower them into the chests of 300-pounders.
Yeah, so maybe we can get him like a hiking backpack that puts the weight on his waist.
Distribute the weight.
Right, yeah.
So what we need, we know that the defense was bad last year, but like looking up and down, I think this must have been a coaching problem because looking up and down this defense, we got pieces here that I feel like should work. You got Leatu Latu, you got DeForest Buckner. Zaire Franklin is a very solid tackling machine linebacker in the middle.
Led the league in tackles last year.
Nick Cross was right there behind him.
He was like 5th in tackles or something as a safety.
This team knows how to tackle. And honestly, all those young corners that we said, they had a bunch of like guys who they were just kind of waiting on to progress. Well, they did do pretty well last year. They did pretty solid. They were all grading out around 70, which is like that's around average according to PFF. Right. So like obviously you don't have a number one corner there, but we don't have the money for. I guess we could go out and get a number one corner, but I want to focus on the safety position because you're losing Julian Blackman on the back end. You know that Nick Cross is he's the tackler. He's basically like a linebacker. He's a box safety, a strong safety. So we need to go get a free safety who can cover. And I know that we keep pushing the number one safety in the free agent class to a bunch of different places, but I want to see him go to Indianapolis. I want to see him get Javon Holland.
Yeah.
Go get Javon Holland. I know we keep
about,
getting all these guys, or keep having Javon Holland go to all these teams, but this is where I want to see him go is to the Colts, where he immediately steps into that free safety position and just joins this defense, who, again, should have no excuse, just like the offense. This Colts team, hot take, but I think they win the division this year.
It's not that hot, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I said it last year, too, but this year I feel like I'm looking at the team, I'm like, how did this not work? It's literally on AR.
Yeah.
And now you're getting in a new defensive coordinator, and it should hopefully be better than what it was.
Yeah, like you said, I think this team is a tackling machine. This defense can tackle. I think this would be a fun landing spot for Javon Holland because he really has free range to just play free safety, actual free safety back there. He can it'd be fun for him because he doesn't have to rely on himself to tackle. He can just try to be a playmaker, and that's what he's great at. So
just a disruptor. He reminds me a lot of like a Jalen Petrie type. Those two guys kind of play similar. They're like smaller built safeties, but they run around like their hair is on fire. And so I love that fit.
Yeah. I like that. So I'll go somewhere different since you already just talked about that. All right, we talk about tackle machine of the Colts. Linebacker position could be looking sketchy this year.
Yeah, they're gonna lose EJ Speed. Yeah.
How would we like to see a Bobby Spillane?
Ooh.
In the linebacking
oh my gosh!
Colts.
You couldn't go further than 5 yards without getting smacked.
Oh man, I would love to see that.
You'd have the first and third leading tacklers last season.
Yeah, I think that could be a pretty good fit because they just know how to tackle. That's what they do is they tackle. Low key, I think they need to give Joe Flacco another year or two contract.
Yeah,
I really do.
Somebody.
Yeah, they need to bring in someone like him, if not him. Tight end, I love the idea of drafting Tyler Warren because their tight end core has really just been kind of just there these past few years. Yeah, it's like you occasionally see Mo Alley Cox catching something. He's still out there doing it. He's a free agent now. It would be nice to add on to that too. Those are the biggest things I think too. But yeah, spend some money on some guys on linebacker, free safety. Even you might even need some offensive help in the guard department.
Yeah,
you're losing Will Fries and Ryan Kelly's free agent too, and so you need some depth added back into that to help Anthony Richardson be more of a quarterback rather than a running back, getting outside the pocket. He's good at it, but definitely needs some protection so he's not taking all the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have $30.5 million in cap space in 2025, and they have the 5th overall pick this year.
Man, do I want to be the GM of the Jaguars. Not only because I like the team, but I think this would be a fun team to work with as well because it's another team that has all the pieces. You don't have, like, standout flaws. You're just all around mid. And
that's really it. Yeah.
And they need a defensive playmaker to work with these guys that they already have. You got Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, you got Foyesade Oluokun, you got Devin Lloyd. You have guys there. And I'm going to leave the offense alone for now. I don't know if you guys are going to touch on it, but
nope.
So because of all the pieces they have on defense, I'd like them to look to the draft for defensive pieces because they don't need a guy now. They have a guy that can learn there. And I haven't scouted yet, but there's a guy that I think is going to fit perfectly in this defense because there's pieces there, so he can move around. They can use him however, and he goes by the name of Nick Emanwari.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think he can be the Kyle Hamilton of this defense. Really provide a spark for him, and be that playmaker to bring this defense above mid because that's all they've been, and that's all they're probably going to be unless they make some changes here.
Yeah, they're losing Andre Cisco to free agency. He was probably their best safety. They still have Darnell Savage here, who people don't even realize because he hasn't done a whole lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they could definitely use a good hybrid, just exciting safety. So I love that a lot. Since you went draft, I'm going to go to free agency, and let's go. We got the money, too, so we need somebody beside Tyson Campbell, the opposite side of him. We were starting a dude named Monteric Brown. I picked him up for some IDP play for a little while because he was getting tackles. And if a corner's getting tackles, that's usually not a good sign.
Right, yeah, sure. Yeah. They don't want to tackle.
Yeah. So we're going – we need some help right across from Tyson Campbell. So let's go get the top of the market. Let's go get DJ Reed.
Agreed.
He doesn't have to be the CB1.
Correct.
He succeeded in New York with Sauce Gardner as the CB2. So bring him in. He can be our CB2 beside Tyson Campbell, and that should shore up the back end to go along with Nick Emanwari.
Yeah, I agree. I think go out and get one of these top guys in corner. If it's not DJ Reed, I like Travarius Ward or Rasul Douglas in there.
I like that as well.
I'd be very happy with that. Yeah, I'm leaving the offense alone. They got the pieces. They just need to put it all together. And, I like adding those pieces on the back end. Draft a safety in there. Nick Emanwari would be awesome. But there's some other dudes that I think would fit in well, too. Duval. All right, moving away from the Jags onto the last team in the league, the Tennessee Titans. In 2025, they have $42.4 million in cap space, and they have the 1st overall pick. They're just that good.
Yeah, the Titans need a quarterback, but this is not the class, so I'm not going to do that. My move for them, it's not really a player move. It's I'm trading down out of the 1st pick, and I'm gathering pieces for a good rebuild. It's been a couple ugly years, but I think they have enough pieces to come out of it strong. They tried to go for it last year because they do have these pieces, and it didn't work, so now I think you just build upon what you do have. You brought in Lloyd Cushenberry. He's been decent. Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears are good.
Yep.
Tavondre Sweat showed promise.
Yep.
You have L'Jarius Sneeds too from when you signed him.
Yeah.
And this team's still fairly young. You have a good head coach that I think can turn this around. But you need lots of draft picks to really bring in some playmakers, and I think you just give Will Levis, Mason Rudolph combination another year. Maybe give Will Levis a full offseason. And maybe I'm biased because I just want to see some more great memes out of it.
Yeah.
We need good internet.
I mean, that's what's keeping the Titans relevant right now is their comedic factor.
Their internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said that I want to trade back, but just because I know I said, like, if you're the Browns, do not trade that number 2 overall pick because I think the Browns are closer to competing than the Titans are. The Titans right now are so far away. Mm-hmm. You need to just get as many pieces as you can and then focus on getting the top name guys whenever you can actually use them to succeed. Right now, just get guys in that can get you up a step, can get you closer to getting out of the basement. And so I'll go to free agency because we got money to spend, so we might as well spend it. I want to get the youngest possible guys that I can who have shown that they can be good pieces. I'm going to go out and get at linebacker because we need a starting linebacker. Kenneth Murray isn't all that great. Then you're starting Jack Gibbons and Arden Key alongside him, and it just hasn't been working. I want a guy who can just step in. He's got some experience being the green dot, and so we're going to go out and we're going to get Jamien Sherwood. He's still young. He's 25 years old, I want to say. He stepped up in New York on the Jets for C.J. Mosley last year. Whenever he was down like all year long, and Jamien Sherwood turned out to be a tackling machine. So we're gonna go out. We're gonna get Jamien Sherwood to be the piece that we're gonna build around. So that's where we're gonna start this long rebuild.
Yeah. You do have money to spend, so I like spending it that way. I didn't really think about spending any of it in free agency. I just like focus on the draft. Definitely trade out of that number one. Get capital. Build your team that way. There's a lot of studs this year. Focus on getting them, and yeah, that just add on. They've got some pieces there, but yeah, just go young and get this. Don't worry about the quarterback position right now. I don't really like spending money even on a free agent. I don't think you're going to get any. You aren't going to get a Sam Darnold. Don't bring in an Aaron Rodgers at this point. Your team's not ready for that.
Just give us more Mayo.
More
Bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Mayo
more
game
Bill
day
Levis.
be delicious.
Oh,
Splits.
we need it. Yes.
I just want to see it so bad.
Yeah,
I want
I
to see
know.
more Will Levis.
Yeah. I think just trade back, focus on the draft, build up your pieces, kind of wherever you need. Probably that defensive side is what it most feels like. So that wraps that. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys think. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Catch us on the next episode. See you then.